So I know.
And we are live here at the Bitcoin Energy Summit, having a great time. Just finished a very interesting panel on saving whales. No, I'm kidding. Sustainable mining or something like this, and the role that we all have, which is pretty important. One of the things I mentioned on stage is that we have our own money now. We have Bitcoins, our own money. So anyway, I have with me here Alex Hayes. He is with Bitcoin Infrastructure. No, that's your title. That's what you're doing. Orient and Taurus. And what they do is work on ASIC miners, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me a little bit, Alex, about the business, the state of the business, and what brought you here to the Bitcoin Energy Summit.
Sure, I'd love to. So we offer a premium ASIC repair service. Right now, we specialize S19 series, L7s. We're expanding next month into WhatsMiner and Canaan units. So we're really excited about what we're doing. We just moved to a new location in Orlando, Florida. So we've partnered with or teamed up with an IPC certification training center to be able to make sure that our micro soldering skills continue to improve as we develop our work base and we're just here to provide as much value as we can to the infrastructure service departments.
Pretty cool. So IPC, just for my viewers, what is IPC?
So they're an international governance board of setting standards for printed circuit board repair and reworks. So this is basically, it's still nuts and bolts business, even though it's all we say in the metaverse. So, but there still needs hardware component that needs to be able to process all the Bitcoin transactions. So that's where we come in, be able to keep those computers online, those Bitcoin servers online and hash and strong.
So interesting setup that you had there. We're kind of in the metaverse, right? So I guess a couple of things I noticed. I'll get to the second one in a minute, but you probably do feel that way, right? Like you're kind of, it's like the internet, funny internet money, or how does my wife say it? Magic internet money, I think. But do you feel like that? Like the Bitcoins and everything you're working on is kind of in the metaverse, or was there more to how you were saying that?
So I feel that our company is the bridge between the cyber world and the real world.
Okay.
We are where they intersect, and it's a really exciting place to be.
Interesting. So one thing is very clear is that you enjoy what you're doing, which I always like to see. What is it like? I mean, so your average day, I mean, do you guys have like a backlog of machines to work on? Do you open them up yourself nowadays, or are you kind of more the front guy coming to events like this? What does your normal day look like, or maybe your normal week?
So, I mean, everybody has humble beginnings, right? So, I mean, like a lot of really good founders, we started in our garage trying to be able to provide a good service to people that we were connected with directly. And from there, so I did a lot of the technician work myself. And, as we move to this new location, we're bringing on new employees that we're training and developing because we want to have that mission of being able to sustain our infrastructure. And that means you got to have right people in the chairs that are qualified to do the work. And it takes time, it takes a long time to build that skill set. So I still help out. If there's a backlog, I can still jump in there and, get my hands dirty. And but we're trying very much to build our workforce and our work base of really skilled, competent people that have a real career path in front of them.
Amazing. Well, yeah, it has grown so much since I've been in. How long have you been in space?
I've been in since 2020. So, I was a merchant mariner prior.
Okay.
I went to sea for 12 years, and then June of 2020 was the last time I was on a ship. And we were looking for the next thing and found Bitcoin, and the rest was history.
It's been a heck of a ride, man. I'll tell you that. I don't know how normal people sleep, but me, I still wake up quite a few times during the evening, and whether I'm checking my WhatsApp messages or I don't really trade as much anymore, but back in the day, I always was checking on how my positions were, and it never sleeps. It's like New York. It's like it's like the currency that never sleeps. It never stops trading. You're either over there, or over here. You have a huge spike, or it's down, and that is directly reflected by the miners. So our old coin from 2014. It's a proof of work coin. And so we understand how important to the ecosystem that mining is. I mean, we literally didn't do anything with the coin for 2 periods, walked away, went on with life, kids, everything else. And we came back to it, and people were still mining it, and they were still trading it in for Bitcoins. And I see a lot of other tokens that they don't have that mining mechanism. And a lot of times they'll become stale and stagnant. And so we're big proponents of the mining. How are you seeing it develop? Are most people mining Bitcoin, or are they mining altcoins, or what trends could you share?
So I think that there's still a good traction with L7s. A lot of the equipment that's in our shop right now is L7s, and script miners are still popular. They're still the ones making the most USD value, denominated currency. So I think the script miners are still going real strong, but Bitcoin miners are the stable backbone of basically the greater crypto economy, and I don't think that's changing anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a beast, man. Bitcoin's a beast. So, all right. So then you're repairing these things. I mean, there must be the other side of the business. You sell the used machines and stuff like that, or is that just once they're used, they're just so old?
No, we can also help if anybody has batches of used machines that they're looking for a respectable and honest third party to go in and inspect and certify, clean, and refurbish. That's definitely something that we can do. It's in our wheelhouse. Our cleaning methodology has been perfected over a long period of time. Taking things down to component level, board level with solvent cleaning, refreshing thermal compound, making sure the box is ready to go. That's something we can definitely provide. That's another value add that we can do.
Amazing. So to the average layperson, which a lot of my following on different platforms, one of them is on Twitter, but it's very much, I've introduced a lot of them into crypto, right? They're following from different things. What would, as you say, would be a good entry point for one of them to enter if they wanted to start mining? And then follow-up question, what is one of the biggest mistakes that you see?
So if I understand what time, like the timing of the marketplace?
Like if they wanted to buy a machine, or how could they get involved? Maybe the easy way you would say to get involved in mining.
So the path of least resistance is probably trying to do your research on who's a reliable hosting provider. That's something that we can also help with. If you have questions, we can try to guide you to some people that are in our network that are providing hosting services. We're trying to always look out and keeping tabs on who's doing what well, right? Because it is hard to find good, reputable places. One of the people that got me into crypto was Print Crypto. So Stephen over there at Print Crypto, he did a great job helping me out. But there's a lot of different options that people have right now to get in. That's path of least resistance, but you're also going to pay probably the most to get in.
Right.
And you probably aren't going to have a lot of knowledge-based learning that you're going to have. That's going to take over. So path of least resistance, because you don't have to do as much work, but you're probably going to pay the most money. So another way of doing it, which is what a lot of people do, including myself, you buy and then you upgrade your home infrastructure to be able to do something in your garage, or maybe you outfit a closet. But this is, now you're talking about really doing your homework, making sure you do things the right way, and it can also come with a big cost, especially if your power rate's not well. But one of the big problems that gets people tripped up is they buy miners before they have a place to plug it in.
Right.
And then the miner sits there on the floor for months, not doing anything, and then you've just spent all this money. So it's that's probably the biggest problem, is buying miners too quickly before you have a place to plug in. Make sure you got a plug. Make sure you got power source with a plug, and then you buy the miner to match the plug, and then you're up and running as soon as possible.
Interesting. Well, it has been many years since I have mined, but back in the early days we were mining. It is not for the faint of heart. If you're not technical, if you're not used to fiddling with things to make them work, and sometimes it doesn't work on the first time. I don't know how the miners are now, but at least back in the day, it was like, why is this thing not working? Like, what am I doing wrong?
Yep. It's I think it's come a long way since its inception. But there is a learning curve. Like just anything you try new, right? When you do anything for the first time, you're not going to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But that's part of the process, right? Part of getting plugged into our ecosystem, get plugged into Bitcoin and what it's really about. So I think it's definitely worth the time invested.
Oh, absolutely. And I will say this, a lot of times over the years, even when I mined, it wasn't profitable when I mined it, but it was profitable when I mined a year or two later, and so you keep that in mind as well. Now, of course, the market can do all types of things, but very rarely, I would say, you go into an investment and you have immediate profit. most of the time, if you're going to make a play into something, you're expecting profits a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line. So keep that in mind. Very good stuff here from Eric Hayes. What's the social media website? How do people get a hold of you?
So they can find me. I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn at Alex Hayes. We have a company profile there, Orion and Taurus. You can find us at our website, oriontaurus.io, and we're on Twitter at Orion Taurus. So I mean, you can find us all over the place.
Awesome. Alex Hayes, appreciate you coming on. We'll see you soon.